Hello people of the earth and welcome back to Quick Save TV. My name is Mike and today we're going to talk about some stuff happening in the games industry, specifically about Far Cry 3, about Medal of Honor Warfighter, about the new DLC for Borderlands 2 and about the possible DLCs for XCOM Enemy Unknown. The game in the background is going to be Borderlands 2. I hope you enjoy it. Let's start off by talking a little bit about the Far Cry 3. The Far Cry 3 as such is going to be the continuation of the series that it developed so many changes on the way. This metamorphosis of the series is very interesting to actually observe if you actually played the first and second games, and the third one is again incorporating in all the changes made from Far Cry 1 to Far Cry 2 and trying to remove all the shitty parts, which were a lot, trust me they were, because the Far Cry 2 as such really felt like a sandbox game in which you just didn't have enough toys or just not enough sand to build stuff or to create things, just because it was so simplistic, but at the same time trying to implement very important mechanics which weren't ever implemented. Far Cry 3 is going to have a loot system. You're going to have to hunt for your materials, you're going to have to craft your own equipment in order to improve yourself and bolster your chances to survive against the pirates on the islands, and etc, etc. You'll have to try to restore the signal from the radio towers so that you unlock the pieces of the map so that you can navigate better. You'll have to fight for foreposts, again for the outposts, in order to control the region, and then the region will be under control by the locals, which are not pirates, right? So you're slowly going to liberate the island. At the same time, there's going to be stuff to find, stuff to sell, shit to kill, and etc, etc. Except for that, of course, needless to mention, Far Cry 3 is going to be unbelievably freaking beautiful, but really, I mean, beauty is beauty, beauty is amazing, but if the thing does not have enough content or if the thing is not fun enough to play, then who the hell cares how beautiful it is? You're gonna play it for 5 minutes and be like, yeah, that was beautiful, that was enough. Let's now talk about XCOM Enemy Unknown. In XCOM Enemy Unknown as such, there is something lacking, right? After you beat the game, after you liberated the Earth against the alien threat, after everything is done and the credits are also over, you watched all of the stuff, there's nothing else to do, right? You could restart the game all over, but yeah, that's not really fun. I mean, that's a goddamn boring adventure if you understand what I mean. However, what the Firaxis people thought is, why wouldn't they add a mod in which you would be able to restart the new game on a higher difficulty, but with all the people and all the achievements you've accumulated so far, right? So that you restart the game and you have all your best guys, right? And you just continue playing like this and trying to figure out what to do with advanced settings and etc, etc, etc. And this was found by a couple of modders which digged a little bit through the files, and they found several interesting things, like make all the people get random stats whenever they level up, or get a critical hit chance to 100% whenever you flank the enemy, and etc, etc. There's more like 15 of these little ticks that you would select, and they would allow you to actually customize the game to your further liking, so that the second playthrough would be unusual or at least challenging enough for you to enjoy. It is beyond a reasonable doubt that Firaxis is going to add that. The only question now remains is if they're going to add it in a DLC or if they're going to add it as a free content, as a part of a patch. Because, I mean, if they really wanted to get it into the game, it's not that the game is not full without it, but it just would be a complete experience. Borderlands 2 came with the New Game Plus, there's really no point for XCOM not to have it. I mean, it's different genres and etc, etc, but with games like this, with sandbox games, you just want to have a New Game Plus because it's freaking fun, right? And I hope they don't price it like tremendously high, like 10 euros or $10 for a DLC which just allows you to start the new game. I probably will have to pass. I mean, it's just not fair, right? But if they add a chunk of new content with what to go with it, then I will be like, yeah, okay, that's actually reasonable, that's fine. The next game on the line is Medal of Honor Warfighter. God, I'm excited for this game. I want to see what they've changed there, if they fixed the mistake of the past. The previous game was... It wasn't good, okay? It had some interesting moments here and there and now and then, but it wasn't just working that well, and it wasn't a very well made competitor to any other shooter out there. I mean, to Tribes or to Call of Duty, I mean, it wasn't really a competition, right? And now we want to see if Warfighter actually elaborated on these mistakes and changed it for the better. So far, so good. Yeah, they have the new graphical engine, the Frostbite 2, if I'm not mistaken, which they used also in seen Battlefield 3. I do not know how well it's going to work for purposes of the game in which the maps are smaller, but I really want to see. I'm really thrilled to see that. The customization of the weaponry is very advanced. You can actually customize the iron sights, you can customize the scope, the magazine, the handle, the stock, every single thing on the weaponry you can customize. Not a single issue with that. At the same time, you don't have to take perks like in Call of Duty, in the meaning that you customize your weaponry as you unlock more and more parts for it, right? You don't necessarily have to choose. Like, what do I want? Do I want iron sights, right? Do I want advanced iron sights? Do I want a silencer, or do I want an extended mag, right? That's not necessarily going to be an issue, right? Then again, the fights will be based in the squad system, but the squad system is now a fire team. The fire team is consistent of 2 people, which will be executing a variety of tasks. They can actually heal each other and supply each other with ammunition, if I'm not mistaken, and they're going to run around and support each other. So I think really it's a step from 4 people squad. I do not know if it's necessarily better, but one of my favorite memories of playing, for instance, Call of Duty, were when we would play 2v2, right? And we would play really tactically, right? We would cover corners, we would throw grenades at specific places, we would try to cover each other and just take strategical positions and try to predict where the enemy is going to be. That was immensely fun. But at the same time, if there, let's say, like 12 on 12 match in the Warfighter, what's going to happen, right? You have a fire squad of 2 people. That's absolutely remarkable and absolutely astounding, but I have a question for you. What if you encounter 2 or 3 fire squads? Will you be able to take them down, or you're just going to wipe in the face of this threat, right? Then again, if you, let's say, a sniper and a machine gunner or whatnot, you can cover each other, you can cover the flanks, and etc, etc. I don't know, right? We have to see. The Warfighter is coming out tomorrow. I've pre-ordered the game and actually preloaded it already. Let's go ahead and see what they're going to make with it, right? I'm really excited to see that. And last but not least, Borderlands 2. The whole bunch of DLCs have come out for it, right? First of all, the Mechromancer, easily the best class ever created in the Borderlands 2 franchise, in the Borderlands as such franchise, the best ever created class. I will justify this opinion in the future. Right now, what I'm going to say is that there's another DLC called the Pirate Booty or whatnot of this very charming and attractive pirate lady thing. And in this DLC, as far as I know, they add a new card, they add a whole, a bunch of places to visit, which is, I don't know, I never played it, right? I'm not gonna lie to you, but I've played extensively the Mechromancer, and by extensively, I mean until level 10, yeah, because League of Legends is far too attractive to ignore. And I have to say, I want to see what's in this DLC, right? When I get some time, I want to pick it up and actually take a look at it and tell you guys what I think about it. Preferably would be, of course, to pick up the Season Pass. I hope the pirate thingy comes into the Season Pass, and I want to see what they have actually made with it, right? What's so exciting, what's so interesting about it, and etc, etc. The new card, and etc. Not that Borderlands 2 lacked content, per se. What Borderlands 2 lacked is further patching, and it still lacks. Goddamn, Gearbox, I hate you. Just patch your game. Patch your game, then release DLCs. God damn it, it's just freaking impossible. Did you see the patch notes for Borderlands 2? Fixes this, fixes that. Each patch note is like 1 line long. Did you see patch notes for XCOM? Did you see patch notes for freaking Diablo 3? Diablo 3 patch notes are like a freaking book. You take them, you pick them up from the shelf, and you're like, yeah, that's enough for today, right? You read a page and then, yeah, that's enough for today. I'll read the rest during the week. In Borderlands 2, you open up the patch notes like, oh, we fixed one single issue, as if it's the only issue that exists in a game. I mean, the auto-loot does not work properly. I mean, there are some issues with certain connectivity for some people. There's some stuff, okay, especially the kind of auto-loot. Just fix it. Fix it. Impossible thing is just, god damn it, why do you release DLCs before you fix the things? You had some time to fix it. I mean, the game came out exactly a month ago, if I'm not mistaken, and still they're not fixed. Guys, come on, you can do better than that. But at the same time, Mechromancer is so enjoyable. Little imba, little thingy, kills everything in like one shot, doesn't matter what you're using. Effective even with sniper rifles, if you can manage the recoil, if you can handle it, you're going to do just perfectly. With this anarchy stacks, very unusual. Don't reload, otherwise you lose all of them. But yes, anyway, you should certainly go ahead and take a look at Mechromancer. I can recommend it to you. And take a look at the Pirate DLC, Pirate Loot or whatever. But be careful, right? Pay attention, right? I do not know if I can recommend it to you just just yet. And that's about it for this video, I guess. I don't even know if it's going to become a series. I would like to talk about stuff in the industry, but I do not quite know how to put it yet. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this video and my commentary, do not forget to put a like on this video and favorite it. If you would like to see more from me on QuickSave TV, do not forget to subscribe and come back for more later. Have a greatest day, spend your money well, and bye bye.